Well, hello and welcome to the Healing Waters broadcast for 2023. I always like to begin the first of the year with just telling you a little bit about myself, what you can expect from the Healing Waters broadcast, and what the topics that we're going to discuss in this first month of the year. So welcome, and let's begin. I'm your host, Marie Kennedy Groves, and I want you to know that I am delighted that we are going to take this journey together. I am a life coach. I love helping people succeed and whatever their goals are in life. What you may consider small could be completely life-changing if you just achieve the smallest goal, because it can inspire you to think bigger faster. And so I love helping people to succeed in all areas of life. I'm a mother of two. I'm a glam mom to a powerful grandson. And when I say powerful, I mean this kid has come into our lives and has completely changed our lives for the better. He keeps me young. He keeps me on my toes. We have amazing conversations together. And I love being a glam mom to him. He is amazing. I am a mindset warrior. And what I mean by that is I believe to the very core of my being that our minds are so powerful that we can literally change any situation literally by the power of our minds. Whether it's health, wealth, spiritual, mental, I don't care what it is. Our mindset determines what we attract into our lives. We talked a lot about this last year. So if you want to go back and grab some of those last broadcasts, we did a long series on mindset last year that was so powerful. And I enjoyed doing that series so much because you get a glimpse into my belief system. And it's not just my belief system, but it is what I have lived. So I absolutely love talking about mindset because I have experienced it for myself and I have been able to see the difference it has made in my own life. And I told you a lot of personal stories during that series about how mindset has changed my own life. So go back and listen to those. A lot of people will call me that I have a very entrepreneurial spirit. And I do in the context of what people look at that spirit to be. But I like to say that I am a creator of life experiences. Because quite honestly, you and I are in the driver's seat of what our lives look like. We determine what we want our lives to look like. And so this past year, and again, if you go back and listen to a lot of those broadcasts that I did last year, I talked about this. I quit my corporate America job. I started my own business. I started my own company. there was just a lot of intention that I set at the beginning of last year. And because of the attention that I set, and I say the beginning of last year, I actually had set these intentions a couple of years ago, and I had been mapping my course to be able to quit my corporate America job last year. So these things don't just happen overnight, and I want you to know that. So people can look at me and they can say, oh my gosh, she has no fear. She just quit her corporate America job and never looked back. I did quit my corporate America job, but it wasn't a decision that was on the fly. It was a decision I made 2 years prior that I said, you know what? There's some things that I don't like that are going on. So I'm going to set the course to work my way out of this situation so that I no longer have to depend on the income I have coming in from the situation. Now, in that 2 years, I burned the candle at both ends. Like, if I told you, you wouldn't believe me. Getting up at 4 a.m., going to bed at midnight. That was literally my life for 2 years. I had very little social life. I mean, I had my head down and I went all in. But what's 2 years in the scheme of a lifetime? I am now literally living my dream life. But it's been with great intention. I have worked extremely hard to position myself in the space that I am today. So I just share that with you so that you know a little bit more about me, so that you understand that the life that I live today and the life that I share with you all, yes, I understand from the outside, you can go, oh my gosh, she has it all together. She has nothing to worry about. Go back and listen to my prior broadcasts, and you will hear stories of what I have been through. It has not been easy. But let me tell you, when you set intentions and you stay consistent to your intentions, your life can be beautiful. So I hope that gives you some encouragement. I am also an abundance believer. I believe that abundance is for everyone, and that abundance was literally given freely to everyone, but it is up to each individual person to gather their abundance. It's there. It's for the gathering. I'm telling you, the abundance giver is no respecter of persons. So if I can gather it and I can have it, so can you. You just got to go out and gather it. So I'm an abundance believer. We talked a little bit about intention. I'm an intention setter. Oh my gosh, I focus in and I am so intentional about my life and about the goals that I have in my life. I'm purpose driven. I say this all the time. People will ask me, how do you stay so positive and upbeat and excited about things in life? And how do you do this? How do you you're always there? And I'm like, I have purpose on my back. I'm purpose driven. I know that I have been placed here for a reason. And I live with that purpose on my back every day. And I do all of this powered by God. So that is who Marie Kennedy Groves, the host of Healing Waters, is. We are going to take a short commercial break. And when we come right back, I want to talk a little bit about what you can expect this first month of 2023, what we're going to talk about. So click the subscribe button so that you never miss an episode, and we will be right back.
80% of women will develop a pelvic health condition at some point in their lives. There is relief. There is hope. The Pelvic Floor Store, your resource for personal health.
And welcome back. I am so excited that you have joined me today. I'm so excited about 2023. I hope you're excited about 2023 as well. I don't know what's happened last year. I don't know if it was a good year. I don't know if it's a bad year. I don't know if it was a okay year. Whatever it was, let it go. We do not live in the past. That's behind us. We can't do a darn thing to change anything that's back there. Nothing. We can't change. The only thing we have power over is right now, today, in this very moment. So, whatever last year looked like, let it go. Let's focus on right now. So, I don't know if you were proud of the person you were last year. I don't know if there was things that you were like, I don't ever want to be that person again. Let me promise you, there has been times in my life when I have said, I don't like who I was, and I never want to be that person again. And I'm going to set very specific intentions to make sure that I am never that person again. And you know what? That's okay. We're going to talk in the first month of this year. We're going to talk about goal setting. And so many times people think that goal setting is like a list of goals, and it can be, and I'm not against this. I am not against this at all. In fact, I do it, where there is specific goals that we write out of what we want to do this year. I recommend it very highly. It is powerful. When you write that out, it is powerful. But I want to talk on a little bigger scale than the small, and they aren't, I say small goal setting, and I don't mean the small goal setting, but I mean the goal setting that is like your standard, what you standard think about. I want you to think bigger. I want you to think about the things that you say, the things that run in your family. Does obesity run in your family? Does diabetes run in your family? Does depression run in your family? I mean, I want you to think about the big, major, life-changing things that run in your family. And like that is all you've known, is watching your family members go through this. Maybe it's taken their lives. If that runs in your family, I would ask you today to make an affirmation. Write it down, put it up on a mirror where you're going to see it every single day. Whatever it is that has run in your family, I want you to write down, and I'm just going to use this. Depression ran in my family until it ran into me. I'm going to say that again. Obesity ran in my family until it ran into me. Diabetes ran in my family until it ran into me. Did you know that you can change the whole course of your family history if you choose to. And you can sit there and you can say, oh, but it's in my bloodline. I can't help that. It's just in my bloodline. No, you can help it. The reason you can't help it is because everybody before you has taken the cop-out excuse that, oh, it's in my bloodline. Oh, I can't help it. Oh. Oh, yes, you can help it. This is where it goes back to a mindset and what you tell yourself. You are going to believe everything you tell yourself. If you start telling yourself, obesity no longer runs in my genes, I control what I put in my mouth, I control my movement, I control exercising, I control my body doesn't control me. Diabetes stops here. I am going to do the research. I am going to figure out what it's going to take to stop this diabetes generational curse in my family. I'm going to stop the depression with me. I'm going to take the steps necessary to clear that out of our gene line, because it ends here with me. That's the kind of goals that I want you to think bigger on this year. I want you to set goals to stop generational curses, to stop the chaos, to stop the confusion, to stop the craziness. You've heard the saying, insanity is doing the same things the same way and expecting different results. I want you to start doing things different, to stop the insanity of doing things the same way and expecting different results. And you, my friend, have the power to do that. We're going to talk about menopause. I am it's probably my age group, but I am in a lot of conversations at this point about menopause. I went through menopause in 2020, and I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to tell you in more detail about menopause that I went through. I'm just going to tell you up front, that was the one thing in my life that I hate to say I feared it, but there was attributes of that I did fear because of what I heard people say. I heard people say that told all the nightmares, hot flashes, the depression, just all the stuff. And I was just like, I am dreading that point in my life, until one day, as I came closer to that point in my life, and I knew it would be happening soon, I said, I am not going to dread this anymore. I am not going to dread this anymore. I'm not going to be a statistic. I'm going to beat menopause. Menopause is not going to beat me. And I set intentions around it. And I sit here in front of you today telling you that menopause has literally been an amazing era in my life. It has been awesome. And I'm going to tell you about what I did to beat all the menopause talk that's out there. We're going to talk about weight loss, and we're going to talk about a lot of different ways to lose weight, to stay active, not just, oh, here's a diet and this is what you need to do. Now we're going to talk about some science behind our bodies, and just some ways that we can beat that thing. We're going to talk about healthy living, the tools to healthy living. I'm going to give you some of those. It's not going to cost you anything. It's just a decision. It's a mindset. It's a mindset. And then we're going to talk about clearing the clutter out of our lives. I think I've touched on a lot of these things in other episodes of the Healing Waters, but we're going to talk in more detail about all of this. I am so excited that you are going to join me for all of these episodes. I promise you, we're going to have fun. We're going to laugh. They're very unscripted. If you've watched my Healing Waters broadcast before, I don't like scripted. So it's very unscripted, but we will laugh together. I tell personal stories, and you're going to find out that I am just a very real person just like you. So if you would like to connect with me, or if you would like to be on one of my broadcasts to talk about one of these subjects that I have shared with you, please reach out to me. I love doing interviews with people, and you can reach me, email me at mariegroves@healingwaters.info, or you can reach out to me on IG. I'm world_changer, the number 4 life. And Facebook, I'm Marie Groves. So connect with me, subscribe, and let's make this year the very best year of our lives that we will be talking about for generations to come. See you soon. Bye.